For more on the protests which are continuing to grip the country, we can cross now live to Colchester in the UK and speak to Aziz Al-Gashyan, a lecturer in international relations politics at the University of Essex there. Thank you very much for being with us here on France 24. We've seen fresh blood spilt on the streets of Iraq this Thursday. What is your reaction to these deaths? And are Iraqi security forces being perhaps too heavy-handed in their attempts to control these demonstrations?
Good afternoon, and thank you very much for having me. I think it is indeed, I think you nailed it right on the head that perhaps they are a bit too heavy-handed. And I don't think it's perhaps. I think it is without shadow of a doubt their response was indeed very heavy-handed. But there is a reason for this. The torch of the and the attack on the Iranian consulate almost seemed to, the reaction in Iran seemed to be very, very disturbing. And the rhetoric in Iran coming out from the officials in rhetoric Iran kind of indicated some kind of urgency to take control of the matter. Otherwise, they might want to take control of the situation themselves. So this over the top, this incredibly heavy-handed, robust approach was a sign and an indication to perhaps to tell Iran to stay away a little bit, because therefore they did not want Iran to interfere even further into their domestic affairs. I think that's the main logic behind one of the reasons why it was very robust.
Now, the Iraqi Prime Minister has now sacked the military commander who had been sent to restore order. What else could the Prime Minister be doing?
Well, one of the aspects that they will do is that they will try to declare and they will try to revise their policies, and they will try to make new initiatives to address the social and economic reasons. Moreover, I think you will see more heads rolling in the government. Now, this is very easy, especially in a lot of the times in Middle Eastern countries. It seems that many officials can be considered the sacrificial lambs, just to try to stabilize and at least neutralize and not exasperate further the reaction of the protesters. So we are going to see more officials being sacrificed or kicked out. And when I say sacrificed, I mean politically here. So we will see that. And then potentially, this is what we're going to see. We're going to see a form of a declaration of rapprochement between them and Iran, because a lot of these protesters are actually aiming their frustration towards Iran. And so there might be this sentiment that try to unite, a nationalistic sentiment that will try to unite Iraqis again, because this is something also, if you allow me to say one more thing, it's very interesting that these protests are actually done, a lot of them, by Shiites. So this debunks this myth that Shiites are always siding with Iran. Many Shiites have actually showed their despair towards Iran, showed their frustration with Iran. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Iraq has to reevaluate its relationship with Iran, or at least say that it will do that for the time being.
Okay, Aziz Al-Gashyan in the UK, thank you very much for being with us.
My pleasure.